Go further. Explore the trails less traveled. And reach your destination quicker with King's new Toyota Sequoia 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with optional wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sequoia kit today.
Sure, everything's made of something, but time and sweat is what puts it together. And it's that relentless application of effort against the clock that created everything around us. The BF Goodrich HD Terrain Tire is engineered to tackle the extreme situations heavy-duty trucks are met with head-on. Because downtime can't exist when there's a job to do. Time isn't something to marvel at. It's something to be seized. It's a tool we put firmly in your hands. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Hey, Greg Adler here, president of Off-Road Warehouse and part-time off-road racer. Here at ORW, we're not just your typical off-road shop. We sell race parts. Come check it out. We sell everything from FK rod ends, Fragola, PCI radios, and we're even selling direct BF Goodrich racing tires. Check out any one of our 10 Off-Road Warehouse locations. Get you dialed for going down to Baja or anywhere else you play.
Alexander Ford voted Yuma's best for 2023, wants to be your best choice in 2024. Scan this code and look for our manager specials during the Make It a Ford Summer Sales Event. Get a 2024 Bronco Sport, just $28,816. A 24 Ford F-150 Crew Cab 4x4, just $45,277. And take advantage of 0% financing for 36 months. It's time to own the off-road in a new Bronco Raptor or F-150 Tremor. Alexander Ford, a difference you can count on.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is time for another Fishgistics update of the 2024 Best in the Desert Vegas to Reno race. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. If you guys are out there chasing, hopefully you guys are having fun, staying hydrated because it is hot out there on the race course. That is for sure. So I got some good information for you guys. You might want to write some of this down in a second. So here's what we're going to do. I have some of the unofficial time credits that some of these bike guys are going to get from when Skylar Howes crashed earlier, and they get Good Samaritan time credit for stopping. There was a ton of bikes that stopped, almost about 10 bikes it looks like that stopped. So that is really cool to know that many people stopped and were willing to help one of their fellow bike racers when they went down. So I'm going to bring up the tracking map here, and let's see where the lead bikes are, and then I'll try to fill you in on some of the time splits here. So the lead bike right now is past mile 530, and it looks like that is Preston Campbell. So Preston Campbell is first physical right now. So Preston Campbell first physical. Behind him we have the N3, that is Bryce and Jack. They have been second physical pretty much all day. So they are in second place right there. And then behind them we have the N1 in third physical. And then behind them we have the N15, that is Nick back here, and he is in, what is that, fourth place. All right, so what we have for time splits here, if you guys want to write this down. Now, like I said, these are unofficial. It'll kind of help us out with the finish here a little bit. So pretty much everybody is getting a time credit. So N304, Preston Campbell is getting a 3-minute, hold on, I got it right here for you guys. He's getting 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Now, If this race comes down to seconds, they can physically go in the tracker and they can get 3-second data. This is 30-second data that we're giving you right now. So if it's going to be within 30 seconds, what they're going to do when they get to the finish there is they can go in there and they can get it to within 3 seconds. They can get the 3-second data. So they'll get it a little bit more precise than this, but this will get you a general idea for right now. So Preston Campbell is going to get 3 minutes of time credit at the finish line. Let's see, the N3 is going to get 1 minute and 30 seconds of credit. So he's going to get 1 minute, 30 seconds. Preston is going to get 3 minutes. So that's going to give Preston, you can see they're right next to each other right here, but Preston actually has an extra minute and a half that he's going to get on time credit over the 3. So if Preston is within a minute and a half of the 3 at the finish line right here, physical, he is actually going to be ahead of him once they get the corrected time, if that makes sense. All right. So that's what that's a look at those guys right there. Now the N1, if we come back here, the N1 is going to get even more time. They're going to get 12 minutes of credit. So the N1 is going to get 12 minutes of credit. And yes, this is because Skyler wasn't first when he went down. So pretty much everybody stopped. That's why I said the whole race kind of goes out the window on time until we know what these credits are. Because Skyler was in first place when he crashed, and pretty much every bike behind him stopped. So that's good to hear at least. So N1 is getting 12 minutes of time credit. So that's what's going on there. Now behind the N1, we're gonna have the N15. The N15 is gonna get 6 minutes of time credit. So 6 minutes to the N15. And then I'm only going to go back a little bit more because that's not going to make too much of a difference from there. So the P7, we don't have the P7 on the list. Let me see what the other one is here. And it's not that they didn't stop. It's because it was probably already bikes stopped when they went by and the guys were waving them by. So it's not like these guys just left them there or something like that. You know what I mean? Just because they didn't get a time credit doesn't mean they were bad people and just drove by. There was other people stopped there with them. So don't think anything was wrong with these guys keeping going at that point. So the P7 and P77, I don't have a time credit for them. The C22, I do. I have a minute and a half. They're going to get a minute and a half for the C22. And then the N22 is going to get 1.5 minutes also. And then that's pretty much the only ones that matter right now in a race. So there's a couple other ones that got it. The N33, I think we said them. The P95, and the N1 and 2, 22, we went over all those guys. So that's a look. If you just joined us again, one more, I'll go back to the front real quick. So the N304, Preston Campbell is going to have 3 minutes of time credit at the finish, and the N3 is going to have a minute and a half of Good Samaritan time credit at the finish. So it looks like it's going to be, honestly, it's probably going to be one of those guys because the N1 had 12 minutes. I don't know. The N1 12 minutes, but look at where he is. He's obviously farther than 12 minutes behind him right now. I mean, he's 20 miles behind him, so he's not going to do 20 miles in 12 minutes. So the N1 is not going to get a time credit that's going to make a difference. So I'm telling you right now, this race is going to come down to Preston Campbell winning, or it's going to come down to N3, Bryce and Jack winning. One of those two is going to be your winner at the finish. The N3 has to finish more than a minute and a half in front of the 304, or the 304 is going to be your winner. And if it comes down to a couple seconds, we're going to have to wait so they can physically go on the tracker and check the 3-second data. So hopefully that clears it up for you guys. That's my my bike update for you guys. And all of you bike guys out there, don't say that I never update the bikes, because that's as detailed and updated as you're ever going to get on the bike race. So there you go. We didn't forget about you bike guys, so stop crying all the time, all right? All right, back down to the trucks. This is what gets everybody excited. So we're going to the TTs here, the trick trucks. We have Ryan Arciero, 1408 update, and then Nick Whetstone, 1407. Now, if you go back and look at Ryan's in-car, look what's in front of him. There is still dust in front of him. So thanks to Starstream, we're able to see this. Look at the dust. It's literally right there. So Nick has been in front of him all day, pretty much. Ryan was right there. He got a flat earlier. I haven't seen Nick stop with the flat yet. Ryan did get one flat, so we did have to change that, and then he got going again. So that's what happened there. But he's literally sitting right there. You can watch his in-car here. This is his in-car. You're looking at it right now live. He's sitting right behind the 18 where he's been all day. He did start 1 minute behind him. So remember, if he comes to the finish line eventually and he finishes within a minute of Nick, Ryan's actually going to get him on corrected time, because this is not a physical race. This is a timed race. So we have to go on corrected time for that. So that's an update at the front there. We did just see a little bit ago, we saw the 77 stop. Max had a flat. Robbie got out and changed the flat tire. When is the last time that Robbie Gordon had to change a flat tire on a trick truck or a trophy truck? I don't know. I don't even know if he's. I don't even remember if Robbie's ever. I don't know. The last time I saw Robbie change a tire, right? Maybe at Dakar, did he get out and change a tire with somebody last time? Probably not even there either. So Robbie Gordon has gotten out and changed a flat tire on Max's truck. It wasn't fast. I'm just saying, and he did get passed by the Honda truck. The 9 went around him when he was stopped. I did see that on his video feed. We were watching over here on the speed feed, which you have to refresh this one quite a bit. So. You can see they are moving again, and they have a new tire in the back. So earlier this was a flat right here. So they've stopped at a pit. You can see how clean that tire is. It doesn't have any dust on it. They put a new tire in there. So Max Gordon is going once again. He did get one flat tire so far. So there's your Max Gordon, Robbie Gordon update for you guys. Robbie Gordon had to change the tire. Mark it down. The Friday, August 16th, 2024, Robbie Gordon changed the flat tire, and he remembered how to do it. It wasn't too slow, just saying, you know. The other classes that are up front here, let's see. We got to get some of these. Okay, these are bikes. So right now, JP Gomez is actually running 3rd physical overall. Look at that. He's ahead of the 77, and right behind him, this is going to be the 9 if I can get it to click on it. Let's see if we can get it to click. Well, that's actually Jack Olagus there. So we got a lot of cars stacked up here. We got to zoom in so far. Look at how stacked up everybody is. Where's the 9? There's the 9. So look, the 9 updated at 1410, and then this one updated at 1410. So he's got back around him, probably in the pit. The 9, I'm assuming, had probably to do fuel in the pit, and the 77 was able to get back around him because the 9 went by, and then Max got going pretty much right after they went by. So they have got back around him. There we go. It just updated. So that's probably a good update right there. So we have first and second is the 18 and the 32. These are bikes in the way right here. So ignore them. We have the Jack Olagus is showing his 3rd on the road right now. The 77 is going to be back in front of the 9. So they're going to be 4th. There you go. Then it looks like 5th is most likely the 9 of Ethan Ebert. And then 6th on the road is Jason Coleman now. So what happened to McMullen? Connor McMullen was up here earlier. Is this him back here? We'll have to try to find him. Maybe somebody can tell us. There's so many numbers on here. Connor McMullen seems to have jumped back a little ways. There he is. 1409. Well, that's about a 4-minute old update. So he might still be up here, but he's definitely not all the way up here, I don't think. So we'll wait and see when Connor's re-updates. But it looks like Connor's lost a little bit of time, fallen back a little bit. We have the N8 there, Ryder Swanson, actually. Here, 6147, Brent Fox. Let's look at your leaders there. Let's look at, we will do, hold on, we'll clear everybody off for you guys. We'll do a 4400 update because I know there's lots of Ultra 4 fans watching today. So let me get there's 2 classes here. You got to put both of them on. There they are. Even though it shows 2 4400s, it's the same class. They're just separated on the tracker for some reason, but they're all in the same class. They're all racing together. So 4482 JP Gomez, like we said, that is your lead car. And then behind him, stopped in the pit right now, probably a planned pit. Most everybody pits at Tonopah, is the 4447. So that is second. We got Brett Harrell, 4456 in third. And then we have Raul Gomez, JP's brother, in fourth position. Then behind them, we have a pretty big gap. I mean, look at that. It's pretty much those top 4 guys. They're putting kind of a hurting on the rest of the guys right now in this field. We got Jeff Wagoneer back here, and then we got Tad back here, and then a couple more down here, 4403. That is Pat. And then we have 4470, Joe Gatlin here. And that's a look at your top 4,400 cars for the Ultra 4 cars. Now, I'm going to turn these guys back off here, and we're going to go look at the UTVs, because that is the best race, hands down, we have going today. It is a good race up front between Ryan Arciero and Nick Whetstone, so don't get me wrong there. But the best race between a lot of cars at the same time is going to be our UTVs today. So the UTV, let's see, the 49 Pro Open, I think that's a UTV as well. And then we got UTV Open on there. Now I just got to turn the turbo. UTV Pro Turbo. Okay, they're on there. So let's go look over here. Check this out. This is a bummer right here. Brock Heeger, he was running in first, actually. He got around everybody. He was first physical. We haven't heard what happened to him yet, but he came to a stop. So Brock Heeger had some kind of issues. He is now stopped on course right there. So bummer for him. Hopefully they can get it fixed and get going again, but they're not really doing this race for anything. They're not in it for the series. They're not in it for the points. So if they do get Brock's fixed, it would probably just be maybe to test some parts, but I might not be surprised to see him put it on the trailer here, because that was kind of a winner go home race, I assume, since they're not doing the whole series. So big bummer for Brock Heeger. He was out front. But that means that out front now is Cody Bradbury still. He started out front. And then in second now, moving up a spot because Brock's out, is Dustin Jones, who qualified third and started third. Now in second, obviously, because he got around Brock. So those two kind of spread out from everyone else. We got Hunter Miller showing in third, Brandon Sims in fourth. Joe Toronto might actually be in front of both of them. You can see his just updated. So he may actually be in third right now. And Phil Blurton back here. And who's that in front of Phil? Trying to get it to click on him. Cody Miller. So both the Miller brothers running in the top 5 or so right now. It's what it looks like. Then we got Mitch Guthrie, who actually we have his, if you want to watch Mitch Guthrie's live stream, it's right here on his Mitch Guthrie Jr. YouTube. It's obviously not live right now, but it was a second ago. So it'll probably come right back on. But that's a really good race we got going up front. So if we look at it, we have we got Can-Am in 1 and 2 right now, and then we got a couple Polarises back in here, and then a couple more Can-Ams in here with all these guys in the green. That's going to be the Pro Turbo class. So those are going to be all your Can-Ams racing in the Pro Turbo class. And that's that. All right, so that's a look at those classes. I think that covers pretty much all of those. I did have some other time splits for you here. Let me find physical time splits. So Ryan Arciero, this is thanks to Erica Sachs. Ryan Arciero is actually winning on time at pit 6. He was winning on time by 14 seconds. So the corrected time between first and second right now is 14 seconds as of just a little bit ago between the first TT and the second TT, with the 18 and the 32 literally on top of each other all day today. Look at Ryan. He's really back in the thick dust now. So he's getting even closer. Thanks to Starstream and Starlink right here, we're able to watch this live. It's pretty freaking cool watching these guys race live all day in the cars in the middle of the Nevada desert while they're doing 130 miles an hour. Pretty cool. So thanks, Elon, for that. And George and everybody, Zach, everybody at Starstream. This is cool. Awesome to see this. It definitely makes racing a little bit more fun for us spectators. And it's fun for your chase crew, too, because your chase crew is literally sitting in their car with Starlink getting to watch all this live nowadays. They don't have to bug you, right? They're not waiting on the radio. I remember before you'd be sitting there in the pit, and before trackers, you had no idea if the car was going, right? If they were out of VHF range, if you didn't have a good radio, you couldn't hear them very far. You wouldn't know what was up. You were just hoping that they were going to come into the pit. Nowadays, you can literally sit in your pit in your chase truck with a Starlink on it and watch this right here. And you can talk to them with Zello no matter where they are too. So pretty cool technology that's finally catching on in off-road racing. And it's changed the game. It really has. And game changer is a word that a lot of people use, but this has changed the game in off-road racing more than anything ever. It really has. So it's pretty freaking cool. So that's that. All right, guys, that will conclude our 2 p.m. update here. Let's just scroll back to the front. We should have a bike finisher for you guys really soon. Once again, I know some of you just joined, so I'm going to go over it one more time real quick. So the time credits coming, these are not official, these are unofficial, but they're going to be very close. So Preston Campbell is going to get a 3-minute time credit for Good Samaritan at the end. And then Bryce and Jack are going to get a 1.5 minutes at the end. If it comes down to seconds between them, they will go and get the 3-second data, and then they can even get a more quick, more accurate time credit. So they might get 1 minute and 35 seconds, right? I'm just saying they're getting 1:30 right now. So that's as close. It's going to be really close. So it does look like, let's see, 14:18:09 and then 14:18:03. So those updated pretty much the same time. And that tells us that Preston is in first physical right now. So he's going to win, right? The guy behind him is only getting 1.5 minutes and he's getting 3 minutes. So this guy would have to get in front of him by 3 minutes or by 1.5 minutes to even make up time on that. Now let's go look at the start order, because remember they started, let's see, bikes staged at 5:45. They started 1 minute apart. All right, so here's where it's going to get a little tricky. Check this out. The N304 started second, and then the N3 started first. So actually, it's not tricky. It's even easier. So Preston has 1 minute on him corrected time already, just from the start, right? Because Preston started 1 minute behind him. So he's got a minute there. Then he's getting an extra 1 minute and 30 seconds on top. So he has 2 minutes and 30 seconds on corrected time to be behind the 3 at the finish. And he's in front right now. So it looks like it's going to be Preston Campbell if he can keep it together and get it to the finish line. There you go. That's your Fishgistics math for you. I wouldn't place bets on it, but if you want to, you could win big. It is Vegas, right? Vegas to Reno. You can go place some bets. Give me 20% of your bet, though. I will call you and collect it. I'll send you my guys' my Venmo, and you guys can send it to me. All right. All right. Stay tuned. Go watch Best in the Desert. We'll throw it back to Dave and Miles and all them. I will be back here at 3 o'clock with your next update on Fishgistics. Hopefully all you guys are having a good day. Stay tuned. The bikes are just about to be to the finish. I know Dave Cole's down there, so he's going to be live at the finish line for you guys in just a few minutes.